All right, folks. So tonight I want to share with you how I somehow managed to make it 20 years as a full-time photographer. Point number one, I got to know myself. This is a lifelong pursuit and probably the most important of all my points tonight. See, for the first 10 years of my career as a wedding photographer, and a lot of people still know me for that, there were elements of it that I learned, and some that came naturally, especially capturing emotions, photographing people being themselves, creating in the moment, making the most of natural and available light. But also I learned it burned me out. Two, I learned to be creatively sustainable. Folks, it's okay to specialize in more than one thing. Don't believe the old jack of all trades philosophy when it comes to being a creative. I learned that although I love photographing people and it came naturally to me, I'm also an introvert, believe it or not, standing up here. And too much of it drained me. I figured out that just like taking a cooking class can make you a better designer, creatives often need to get a mental break from creating in different ways. For me, that became architecture, design, and environments. After I narrowed down just a few areas of photography that I really liked, the more I rotated among them, the better I got, and the more I enjoyed them. Number three, I became a consummate sophomore, having a mindset of always craving to grow and experiment. I learned that I'm not driven to be the most experienced person in the room, but I need to be the most hungry for experience. I learned to push and refine my style and push again and refine, deepening my photographic language and delving into new areas of photography like drone and phone and doing film again until I was satisfied and ready to move on to the next level. Number four, I learned to sit with my fear of trying something new and scary, even if it meant I might fail. Pretty much all the shoots I'm going to show you in a little bit could have been done in either way, and in truth, sometimes ended up in a very different place than I envisioned at start. And there have been plenty of shoots where I was just trying not to panic and vomit, but trying to create the one image that captures a person's character and passion, drives me to create an image that is unique as they are, which usually means pushing out of my comfort zone. And if I can use that fear to push me to learn a new technique in the process, that's a win. Number five, I encourage myself to poke the muse. All right, please indulge me here a little bit for a metaphor. I envision my creativity as a sleeping bear. It's content to hibernate for a time, then must be poked and prodded, fed, trained, and focused. I have to say, sometimes I'm a little scared of the bear. So all three of these assignments required a simple headshot. But poke the bear, push a little further, make something you're proud of. Number six, I strive to be a blessing and not a burden, to give more than I take, to exceed expectations. I'm often greatly inspired by the people I get a chance to know as I photograph them, especially those that give exceedingly to their community, to their students, to conserve the world around us that we all enjoy. If I can be a similar light, even a little, to my clients, I feel like I've succeeded. Number seven, I learned how to quiet my own voice, to be an effective interpreter and intermediary of ideas, expression, between my clients and their customers, between viewers and subject. I get to do a lot of photography for nonprofit organizations and marketing firms, and I love to have the opportunity to help get their voice, message, and ideas out to the world in a visual way. It's incredibly rewarding for me to be part of bringing someone's ideas to life through something I'm able to create for them. Number eight, I've learned how to recharge mentally, physically, and emotionally. For me, it's getting out of the water. It's my aquatic meditation. I grew up fishing here in Charleston with my dad and my granddad and my best friend. I've actually fished in each one of these spots in the pictures here as a kid. It's where I learned to tell stories, hearing of my granddad's past catches and exploits in the Navy. And like any good fisherman knows, you get good at telling stories. My heart was on the water so much that for a time I was studying to be a marine biologist. That didn't work out. These images, they brought me peace. Peace when I was photographing them, and peace now as I'm looking at them. Number 9. I've learned to compete, but not with myself. No, not with others, but with myself. I am my greatest critic. On every photo shoot, I want to push myself a little more. But up to a point where after all the ideation, planning, storyboarding, setting of lights, prepping and posing the subjects, I have to just let it roll and create. I tell myself, perfection sometimes is the enemy of good work. So all of these images were meticulously planned and lit and executed, and yet I could still pick them apart. That brings me to number 10. I've experienced the importance of documenting lives. I couldn't miss the chance to share pictures of my kids, the greatest thing I've ever made. Thank you, with my wife. So I typically photograph them using my dad's old film camera, my aunt's Polaroid, or something from early in my career, just add another layer of nostalgia. And as I've experienced this past week, collecting 78 years of images of my mom to be shown at her funeral, time is the most valuable commodity we have, and these images a way to celebrate that time and our loved ones' value to us. Thank you.